Walk out here and start talking to you about your butthole. That's kind of rude, isn't it? At the very least, I should introduce myself first, shouldn't I? Yeah, I definitely should. So, folks, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is the Lizard Man. Thank you. I like getting it for free without even doing anything up front. That's nice. My reputation precedes me. Fantastic. That's right. I am the Lizard Man, and as you should be able to tell, I am a freak. Yeah, just like it says on my chest. That's a little something for the readers. You know who you are. But I was not born a freak. No. I was born tragically normal. Yeah, like some of you. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm sure you're all very cool in your own way. But I was born normal on the outside. So I had a lot of work done to make my outside reflect my inside. And I know that just looking at me, you start to have questions. Well, I'm going to show you my psychic powers right now. I'm going to answer a whole bunch of your questions without you even having to say them, as I tell you about the journey I went on to become the whatever the hell I am that you're looking at here tonight on stage. It all starts with my tattoo. That's right. A little bit of advice. If you're going to get tattooed, do what I do. Don't overdo it. Stick with one. It is one tattoo. It took over 600 hours to complete over the course of 25 years. And it covers me from top to bottom, head to toe, face included. But a lot of you aren't looking at my face right now, are you? Now, I see your eyes drop. It's a perfectly natural question, I get it. I'm going to point this out right now. Look, the googly eyes are up here, not down here, all right? But it's a natural question, I understand. Everybody wants to know, did the carpet match the drapes? Cuffs match the collars? You had it furnished downstairs like that furnished upstairs? What the hell is going on in your pants, Lizard Man? I understand, people want to know. And look, I never used to like to talk about it because I'm not that guy. I don't run around talking about my dick. Okay? It's not who I am, but people keep bringing it up in conversation, and they keep asking that question, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to come out here and I'm going to say it. No. My dick is not completely tattooed. Right? And see, that's why I never wanted that. Like, every man in here will agree with the statement about it. You don't want to talk about your dick and make people disappointed. That doesn't feel good for me or you, all right? But I want you to remember that, like, come on, loosen up a little bit, people. Loosen up a little bit, because you're judging me right now, and I don't appreciate that, right? Stop and think about it. You want to know why I haven't done it all the way down? Same reason you haven't. Yeah, that shit hurts. And so people are always telling me that, oh, you should get your dick tattooed with scales like the rest of your body. I'm like, no. You don't understand basic dick strategy. Let me explain this to you. If some of you might not know this, okay? If I tattooed scales on my dick, it would blend in. You don't want your dick to blend in. You want that shit to stand out. Right? And besides, who the hell is going to see my dick anyway? Let me tell you who sees my dick, all right? My wife. Of over 20 years. Right? Yeah, that's right. You can move for that. I had to live through it. No, I love my wife. But we've been together for over 20 years. She's the only person that gets to see my dick besides the doctor, right? And she doesn't care with it. She's not going, when are you going to get scales put on it? She doesn't give a fuck about that, right? So I'm not going to get it tattooed for her, and I'm not going to get it tattooed for the other person that's going to see my dick. Because I want him to see it. Alright? And I want him to see it as I'm coming down the stairs with my shotgun. Because if you break into my house in the middle of the night, that's what you're getting. Naked Lizard Man coming down the stairs with a shotgun. And all you're going to see are my eyes and this pale white cock bouncing up and down the stairs to let you know you're fucked. Right? So if we've talked about my dick enough, I'm going to move on now. I'm going to get all the dick talk out of the way for you right at the top. Okay? Now notice the ridges over my eyes. They were created by having Teflon surgically implanted onto my skull. It was a 6-hour operation that was done without anesthetic. It's the only time in my life that I have both hallucinated and vomited from pain. It's a good time. It's a good time to get some implants. Next thing I'm going to point out to you guys are my teeth. I had my teeth filed down with a dentist drill into sharp points. Actually, you guys react a lot to that. Usually people don't react to the teeth much at all, and I don't care. That's all right. They're for me. I love my teeth, but other people don't usually care. Except for this one guy. I was on tour, and I was hanging out after the show near the merch booth, and I saw this guy, about 10, 15 feet away, like, watching, and I recognized what he was doing. He was waiting, because he had a question he wanted to ask that he didn't want other people to hear. And that usually means... yeah. So I wait, and because I know what's coming, and eventually I'm like, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" He comes over and he kind of does a little look around. He's like, "Hey, man, I want to ask you a question." Here it fucking comes. I'm like, "Sure, what's your question?" He's like, "I want to know about your teeth." I was like, "Fuck yeah! Nobody ever asked about my teeth. What do you want to know?" He kind of leans in and he's like, "You really get them filed down by a dentist? Or you just do a bunch of meth and not give a fuck anymore?" Fuck, I wish he'd asked about my dick. No, but the reason that I'm known as the Lizard Man is my tongue. Or I should say my tongues, plural. Because I may only have one tattoo, but I have 2 tongues. Check it out.
Hell yeah!
Now, I don't just want you to see my split tongue. I want you to see what it can do. Yeah. You see, the tongue is a muscle. In fact, it's layers of muscle. And now with mine split in half, I find that it's necessary to exercise my tongues each and every day to keep them in shape. I'm going to show you all here tonight 4 exercises that I do with my tongues. Each one has a name, and each one gets more difficult than the last. I'm going to start off with the easiest. I call it the open and close. Yeah, that one's easy. It's a lot like oral applause if you think about it. Yeah, I want you to think about this. The second one, it's a bit more difficult. I know you're going to like this one more. I call it the up and down. Yay! Yeah! Ladies, and statistically 10% of the men, now that I have your attention, I will show you what happens when I do those 2 moves at the same time. It creates a crossover effect. Now for the 4th and final exercise I want to show you, this one took me almost 2 years to figure out how to do. And even with all that time, I could never think of the right name for it. Until the night, my wife told me what she calls it. This one is the oh my god. You guys are fantastic. We're going to have a great time with you tonight. Are you ready to get this show started?